Let me see what's going on today. Tippler Talk Tuesday. Well, check it out, folks. A continuation from last week's video. We're going to talk about episode 2. Why did I make that video? And there's a question in there that I want to answer because I kind of read the question, kind of understood it, but I want to make sure I'm clear on the question. My last video here, as you can see, I'm going to scroll up. Everyone, I love the participation. I love everyone asking questions and making, putting in their comments. I thank you for that. But this one right here, a gentleman named David Cirillo 9439. He says, what does making them all together do? Well, I'm sorry. What does mixing them all together do? To fly them, you have to catch and let out. Also, what stops them from mating with each other? I can see similar birds, but don't know what he's asking. I think he's asking a bunch of questions wrapped up in one. I think he's throwing comments out there that are confusing. So I'm going to clear it up for you. And I don't mean that I want to dumb it down for you. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that I want to call you out on video. I'm not saying that. Thank you for participating. But I think if you're asking the question, I wonder how many other viewers are asking the same question. But let me help you out with this. So going back, video, what does mixing them all together do? Well, it doesn't do anything. When I'm talking about pedigree birds, you're mixing pedigree birds, mixing birds that you think in your mind you have in your loft. The goal is to make a better bird when you mix them. But when you're mixing them and you don't have a pedigree to go back to fall on, and you sell those birds forward, you cannot tell people, or you should not say to people, when you sell them to individual, or you gift them, or you race them, or whatever, I have X, Y, Z in my loft. Like I said before, I use as an example, I have 3 kinds of homers in my loft right now, 3 white homers that I'm working with. One I've been told they're Sticklebach, the other one that's a Morvet, and the other one is out of the New York Tony. I say New York Tony because Tony didn't know what he had in his loft. So those 3 combined are now going to become red-eye loft birds. Having said back to that question on that video, what does mixing them all together do? Well, it does a lot of things. You're trying to perfect the bloodline, but you don't have no documentation to fall back on. Unless I keep record, I write it down on a pedigree. So I'm going to show you a quick example. What does a pedigree look like? Pedigree looks like something like this right here. And you go to Google, type in pigeon pedigree. They got plenty of samples here you can pick from. Okay? And this is just, it shows you the background of the bird. It tells you how many races the bird's flown, what type of bird it comes out of, what bloodline. Great documentation on the pedigree. Here you go. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you. Like this bird right here. See this bird right here, 2006 AU. The bird's in the Jet 318. It's a hen. Okay, family of the Jansen. It's a blue bar self. And that bird's pedigree is right there. Right there, right beside it. This is the line that it comes out of. The dam and the sire. And then it falls back. What came out of those birds? Who are the parents to those birds, and so on. So these 2 make up this bird here. This bird and this bird can make up this one. Or this one and this one made this one. Whoops, touchscreen.
You guys see this?
Gotta love the touchscreen.
My car insurance company was totally ripping me off for it until I found
Let me stop this. Touchscreen's nice, but it's also sensitive. All right. So back to this pedigree, you can see, and it goes forward. So you got the parents to this one, the parents to this one, the 2 parents to this one. Read up on them. Get familiarized with them. They have a lot of valuable information. Pedigrees. They're all on the internet. You can get blank ones and make your own. Here's some blank ones right there. There's templates you can get. Samples you can get on the internet. So back to that question. The question, mixing them, depends on what you're trying to do. It's good to mix and match some birds. Nothing wrong with it, as long as you have pedigrees to fall back on. The second part of that question is to fly them, you have to catch and let out. To fly them, you have to catch and let out. That part I don't understand, so we're just going to go ahead and skip that. If you want to come back to this video, you can ask me another question and I'll be more than happy to break it down for you. Also, what stops them from mating with each other? Well, I can say for pedigree purposes, I got birds over there that are white homers. I got Serbian high flyers, tipplers, and what else I have over there? Tipplers, Serbian high flyers, homers, and Pakistani high flyers. Well, the way I keep those from mating with each other, I keep the cocks with the cocks and the hens with the hens. Never have a problem with that. And you know what? The cocks can do the bumping ugly. They can mate all they want, but they're not going to produce. Same with the hens. Now, the other part is I can see mixing similar birds. Mixing similar birds. But, so what you're saying is you can see mixing similar birds like a tippler and a Pakistani, or because they have some characteristics that resemble each other. You can see mixing white homers with regular racing homers. And I understand that part of the question. Well, you can, but it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to birds, then you have to be careful when you mix. Because my buddy Tony used to say, you mix pigeons, you're making mondongo soup. And soup is a Spanish dish, a very good dish, I may add. That it's a big mixture of a lot of things, and the soup tastes great. So for pigeon flying, you don't want to do that. Some guys are successful with it. I personally would not attempt it, but that's what we're talking about on this day. Now let me go out here and show you what I got going. Birds have been out for a while. Only got Super 8. I got Super 8 pigeons up there. And they're finally starting to come back down. They're out there. It's not a windy day today, not too bad. Nice and calm. No problems there. Light wind. Have it, folks. Why is it important to get pedigrees? Depends on what you want in your loft, what you're trying to do. Oh, and by the way, I haven't been on YouTube here lately because my phone, my Samsung 20 Note, Galaxy Note 20, is broken. You see it there? This phone was only about 2 years old. It broke. I had the case around it, and see my screen? I have taken it to get fixed. It was under my insurance warranty, and they ruined the back board of it. The screws, they stripped them out. They couldn't detach the screen from the board, so there's nothing they can do for me. So I had to go buy a new one. The one that I'm recording with now, it's the new Samsung 22 Ultra. Video I've taken with this camera, with this phone. They're going back up. They were coming down. Let's see. Anyway, they're out there doing their thing. All right, folks. Just a quick video. Episode 2. Pedigrees. Hopefully next week's topic won't be the same. I think I'm going to let it go with that. And for those guys out there, like I said before, that say they got this and they got that in their loft, If you don't have it documented, you don't have anything. If you buy birds that are pedigree and you race with them and you do well, fantastic. But if you don't do well, you got to stop and think. Genetics will carry you so far, but then it becomes the trainer, the flyer's mission to do better, because the birds alone are not going to carry you. So we could all want good things, but if you don't do your part, you can hang it up. All right, folks. Until next time, like always, you know the drill. I'll enjoy these and call it a day. Peace.